So, hey everybody, Chris Lipper on the bus, small business owner coaching, and we are at the hub. And Joey Chandler is going to tell us about his new app. I have a feeling. Let's hear all about it.
Thank you, everybody. So, as I said, my name is Joey Chandler. I am a life and business coach. And 6 weeks ago, my life changed completely because I had the idea of developing an app for my business. Ultimately, what I do is I help people clarify their core values and then put them to use. And honestly, it's been really hard to explain that over the last 5, 6 years that I've been doing it. So I had this idea like, hey, I'm going to build an app. And honestly, it was built out of spite. I had the idea that technology people could understand their core values. Like if they are programming AI, that maybe their core values could help them with creativity. And I went and talked to a few what do you call it? Oh no, the meetup groups and that sort of thing. And I got rejected 100%. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to prove you guys wrong. And so I sat down. How many people here have heard of vibe coding? Can I get a hands up? Anybody hear that? Okay, so vibe coding is a new component of AI. Within the last year, and basically what you can do is any website that you can imagine, you can either dictate into an app or type it out, and you can create an app or any sort of web page. It's changing the way things get developed. And I sat down 6 weeks ago and said, I want to do an app that basically walks people through my process and gives them a sense of what I do. Vibe coding, VIBE is the general term. And the big companies are Bolt.new and Lovable are two big companies that do it. I honestly, it's changing my thoughts on what's possible. Yes. And so I ended up creating this app, and what this app has become, and this is what I want to talk about, is I want to leave you with to know that there's great power in your everyday knowledge. In the age of AI, what's going to make a difference for us to be successful is not the AI itself, but it's our everyday knowledge partnered with the AI. Because think about it, at all of us could pull up the same chat GPT, say, hey, create a blog post about this or that, write a book about this or that. We all have access to that. Not only us, but every other networking group on the planet has access to the same information at this point. So what's going to differentiate us and also keep us grounded and sane so that we don't get lost in the world of AI is our own everyday knowledge. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that I'm doing with my own everyday knowledge to be able to create content and be more creative. But just so I get an understanding of who's here, how many people are thinking about writing a book or you're in the process of writing a book? I know, Dave, you are. Everyone, okay. How many people write blog posts? You're creating content. Okay. How many people are doing TikToks or YouTube? You're doing, that sort of thing. Okay. So we got some content. So you all know the need to create content. So if, I forgot to ask you, Chris, if I could share my screen. Yeah. Okay, good. I want to show you just one thing that I'm doing with and I use this app here, and I'm going to get to the app in a second, but I'm going to show you this. So this is something that I've started doing when I go to networking events. I'm sure y'all go to, event like this or, someplace live where you meet somebody. And normally up until this past few weeks, I would go to those events and I would send some generic, hey, nice to meet you sort of email afterwards. Now what I've done is that I have a conversation with somebody. We'll, normal conversation. We'll say, hey, where are you struggling? What's going on? And I'll get a question. And like this person here this was a couple of business owners who were brand new. And I asked them what's going on. And they're like, I don't even know what I should know. Like they're just getting started. They're in the ramp up stage. So what I do, and this person here is how to stay grounded in a job search and how to stay motivated in a weight loss. These are all conversations that I had with somebody at a networking event. So now what I do is I capture this information. I say, hey, I'm going to write a blog post on this. And I go back, and what I do is I use my own knowledge, my own information to capture, to write a blog post. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And I'm going to be going a little bit quick, but if anybody has questions, please leave a note here. And the way this works is, where's my things? this is the inside of the app. It's super simple. And I gotta say, I built this all by myself, and I know no coding. This is the part that I want to leave you with. I know nothing about coding. But this is all that happens. You come in here and you dictate your thoughts. And I cannot tell you this. There is genius in your everyday thoughts. I normally use my phone on this. This is on the here, but on the phone, you know how you can dictate things rather than type it in. I will just come up here and like that person who was dealing with weight loss. I just dictated in. How could someone use my work to create a weight loss plan? And you go through this. And what happens is that as you go through your day, you collect all your thoughts, your lessons learned, your ahas, your inspirations. After this call, you're probably going to have some ideas. You could capture those. And then what happens is I create what I call my golden file. And so this gets downloaded, and these are like the past 30 days of my inspiration and my knowledge and my thoughts. And if I can pull this up here real quick, I can show you what this looks like. Oh no, where'd it go? And you can see this is just me rambling. This is me having dictated ideas in. And so I have all of this knowledge, and this is my, whether good or bad, these are just all my thing. And the thing that I want to tell you is that this is all amazing, but when you pair it with AI, you get this incredibly powerful, rich data set and ability to do it. Because what AI does, let me close this for a second. What AI does better than any of us can do is connect dots. So when you give AI a whole rich data set, your thoughts, your ideas, your inspirations, and then you say, hey, write a blog post using my thoughts on this topic. You could say, give me 10 book titles on this topic. And I'll actually show you how we can do that. Let's see here. Before we go, someone give me an idea for a problem that you're having right now, something that you're struggling with. Anybody say one thing?
Getting people to come consistently to events on time.
Okay, how to come events on time. Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back to my thing. Where do we go? And so I'm going to go over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to upload that file that I just downloaded. And this is, like I said, this is all brand new. So I have no idea how this is going to go, but my guess is it's going to be not bad. Let me get this out of the way. How write a blog post using my file about how to get people on time to events.
No, to come consistently to events on time.
Okay, how to get people to
Come consistently to events
come
on time.
consistently, and forgive my spelling, on time to events. Okay, we're going to use the power of AI here to, oh, now it's in the way. Okay, and we'll see what it says. Okay, come. Okay. So this is going through and it's going to write the thing. And now what it's doing is it's using my file, all that information, and it's asking this question and it's putting it together. Now, there are a lot of AI systems out there who use your marketing materials, who use your, what you've written in the past. And the problem with that is they're decent, but it's all stuff in the past. And also, it's all stuff that's been filtered, things that makes that that you've written before it. And there's just power in your everyday thoughts, your aha moments, your lessons learned. Like that's what makes it interesting. So so I'll go through this. Let's see, people tricking in 5-20 minutes. What actually works? So here's what we can do. So this is the part we start with. This is me. Start with celebration. Use journal prompts, and you have some sort of action. Now I have to read this. I can't say this is all how great it is, but I can go through and review it. But here's the part that I just want to say is if I copy this and I'm going to test this out, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over to an AI detector because I always want to make sure that my language is in an AI, is low on the scale, and we'll see how this does. Okay, so this came back at 37% AI. It's a little high for what I would want to do. I'd probably go back and edit some of the stuff to get it down to my language. But the idea here is I took a topic that honestly I haven't talked about at all, and within a half a minute or so was able to create a blog post that is mostly non-AI. It's again a little bit high, needs to be refined down, but that's the power of being able to capture your thoughts and then use it with AI. And you all know that there are 1.5 million AI systems out there right now. Every day there's something new. And rather than being stressed, rather than trying to struggle, like what's the very best one, what should we do, all that kind of stuff, if you take the time to actually capture your thoughts, then every AI system is going to actually work better for you. And if you in the link, you right now the app is still free to try. You can go to the action.joeychandler.net. It's in my name. Where is it there? And it's also in the bio. You can try it out. I suggest giving it a try for a week. Capture your thoughts. I had an author yesterday that I talked to. She used the app for a week, and admittedly, by her own words, she's like, "Look, I only used it 3 or 4 times. I didn't use it a whole lot." But she she took her text, asked for 5 book titles, and 3 of the book titles were good. One was very good, and one big book title honestly is going to create a whole movement of things. Like it was amazing, and it was based off of 3 or 4 days worth of her thoughts. So if you're writing a book, if you're creating content, if you're doing stories, if you're doing anything, using this app to capture your thoughts really help. And then the other part, and this is the irony of how fast things are moving. I developed that whole system as a lead magnet for my business. I wanted people to go in, and what it does is actually helps you journal, ask you your about your core values and your goals and what actions can you take, and then helps you support that. That was the main idea that I had. I didn't have the idea of all this capturing information, but one thing I found is that when you really apply your goals and you apply your values over and over again, you build up your confidence. And so not only does this system help you create content ideas and find interesting ways to convey your message, but it also helps you get grounded in yourself, take actions that align with you so that you have more confidence, more clarity, and more consistency in the work that you do. And it works really well for people that are writing books, creating content, and also just solving problems. Because you can do the same exact thing. You could plug it in there and say, "Hey, I got this problem. Give me some ideas," and AI will help you use your ideas and your language and your thoughts to solve the problems that you have. So that's what I got. Does anybody have any questions?
Hold on, I gotta change the view. I can't see it. You call on them.
Yeah, I have a question. So you said something about you built this without any code, and can you just like talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, it's so the system is it's called vibe coding is the general idea. It's AI based systems that you literally dictate or type out, like I want to build a website that does XYZ, and the AI will build the code, and it will get you very, very far in terms of building a rough draft. Like if you want to build a website, I would go use one of those services to get it to a point where you're like, "Hey, this is what I want," and then take it to a developer or a web designer. And where did the guy CJ probably knows this? you can get your thoughts in action and then give it to a developer and save a ton of back and forth. But it's an incredibly powerful tool. It has really opened my idea. Like anything you can think of, anything, you can build it almost by just talking about it.
And you said the website was big.new.
Bolt, BOLT.new.
Okay, can you paste them in the chat just so that all of us know where to go?
Yep. Let's see here. Any other questions?
Yeah, so who would be, if we were to refer someone to you, who would I be looking for? Like, what would be your target audience?
Yeah, anyone who is either writing a book or creating content, doing video, anything of, they want to share their message and they're bumping up against the wall. They're getting stuck. They're not going at the speed that they want. I can help them with that.
Okay.
Other questions? Joey, thank you. You did great.
Thank you.
And there's a free trial, right? For anybody who wants
Yeah.
to try it?
Yeah, you can go in and try it. It's still free for right now. I'm working out the sales plan, but it really does work. I'm just saying there's so much power in your thoughts. I can't convey it enough. Um, I'll say this. I made a mistake a few weeks back and encrypted all of the data by accident. I said, "Hey, I want to encrypt all the data," and I lost a ton of data. And there's a massive difference now that when I write without that file, what I call the gold file, I'm way less confident. I'm not as certain. I know the answers aren't going to be good. It takes me longer. When you have that foundation of your knowledge, it really helps you move forward in powerful ways.
So I'll tell you, I used it for a few days and I got recharged and was going to start writing this book that I've been dragging my feet on now for the last year. And I started outlining it. And then all of a sudden, someone came into my life who was like, "Hey, why don't we make a signature speech?" And I said, "All right, that's a better way to go." And now I'm crafting a signature speech. And I signed up for this course that's all of next weekend, based on the 12 steps. But I think had something to do with the app that got me motivated to do this because it got the juices going from the second I got out of bed in the morning. And so try it; it's free. Go ahead, Mark. You have a question? You got to unmute. Works better.
I want to help you guys. I get it, Chris. That Jersey humor.
I'm a
I
New
know it
Yorker.
well.
I'm not a Jersey guy. Get that right.
You got that Jersey number, so that's close enough. It's okay. We're still friends. No, I'm just kidding. So seriously, I was part of a previous network that was part of 1,500 authors, over 1,500 authors, which helped me become a 3-time international best-selling author at Collaboration. And you guys should reach out to them. I don't really talk about other networks, but I'm just saying there's a certain book called The Art of Connection, 365 Days of Gratitude. Reach out to those people. Okay, I'm not going to mention the network because that's not fair to Chris.
Do it. I'm fine with it. Put it in the chat. I'm
okay.
totally.
Well, it's called Network Together. It's Robert W. Jones. He's an author. There's like hundreds of authors, thousands of authors in this group, thousands, and there are multiple authors. So whatever you guys are doing with authors, this is the group that you want to get a hold of. They made me a 3-time international, best-selling author. In this book. There's a new one coming out called 365 Days of Resilience. It's a international best-selling book. So I'm not going to be part of it anymore, but you guys, it helped me a lot. So if you guys,
Can you put
if you guys want to meet
chat?
authors, there's a lot of authors, lots and lots and lots of authors.
There we go. Thank you.
So that helps Joey and you guys. That if you're looking for authors, that's the group you want to be part of.
It's called networkingtogether.net.
No, it's called Network Together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Robert W. Jones. I was with him for a long time. I was a board member. I was part of it. I just left a couple of months ago, but it really, if you're looking, there's no bigger author group in the world than this group. Seriously, it's created six books with over 300 authors in it. So almost 2,000 authors are part of it.
We got it. We're stepping on his video. Anything else for Joey?